Thank you for joining us. Taheo, we were talking a little bit about the cultures involved here, and you were kind enough to bring a collection of some very interesting photographs. We'll take a look at those, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about what we're seeing on the screen.
I'd be delighted.
And this is the actual product that you now produce?
Here it is. It's reemerged in the 21st century. This is the Hathor sistrum with an image of the goddess on the front, and it's actually laser engraved. And then we have these beautiful nickel jingles, and then these rods are in keeping with the historic component of the instruments that we see dating back in ancient civilization.
One thing I did read in researching the show is that these are, well, wires, basically. You can see they are bent a certain way, and there's a reason for that, I understand.
Well, they're bent to simulate the snake, and as we all know, the snake was very important in ancient Egyptian culture. All the pharaohs, you know, had the snake on their crowns, so I'm sure James can tell us a little bit more about that as well.
Excellent. And if anybody has seen Egyptian art, and we'll take a look at some of your inspiration for actually not just discovering this or rediscovering it perhaps, but also marketing it, you'll be able to see the instrument in some of these depictions.
Right. So this depiction here is a chair dating back to approximately 1400 BC. And this is a chair that belonged to one of the possible great aunts of Tutankhamun. And this was part of the collection that was at the Franklin Institute. And if you look very closely, she's sitting in a chair and she's holding a sistrum. So this is one of the first depictions that I have in my collection showing someone of stature playing the instrument and holding it sacred. This I'm very excited about is a box that was also part of King Tut's treasures, and to the left there you will see his wife blessing him with the sistrum.
How about that? Take a look at the next one.
Now this is the sistrum, one of two that was found in among Tut's treasures. So this was in Cairo, and the other one Tours. And as you can see, it has the snake rods.
Very nice. Yes, very much symbolic of the snake, as you can see in that picture.
This picture is a depiction of Ramses the Great, his wife, Nefertari, playing the sistrum. I mean, it's just very prevalent in ancient Egyptian culture, so it's very exciting to me.
Anybody who's been to a museum with Egyptian art that has seen that probably mistook that for a paddle of some sort.
Right.
And not really sure what that was.
Right. And the thing is, like I said, it looks a bit like an ankh, which is the Egyptian symbol for life and eternity. So and that's not a mistake that you might conceive that that's what they're holding, but once you see that there's this depiction of the goddess Hathor, then you see that it probably was a sistrum and not an ankh.
Interesting.
And this is another depiction of Nefertari offering blessings to the goddess with her sistrum in hand. And this is Tutu. She is the wife of Ani, the famous scribe of the Book of the Dead. There are many beautiful depictions of the rituals of ancient Egyptian culture according to the scribe Ani. And one of my favorite is the wording that says, "Her initiates go forth at dawn and wash their hearts with joy."
Interesting.
And this is the chantress of Hathor named Enahi, and this is from the 1300 BC period. And the inscription running down the front of her gown reads, "Everything which goes forth before the Lord's, bread, beer, oxen, fowl, wine, incense, libation, water, and all and good pure things for the Ka of Osiris and the mistress of the house, the chantress of heaven, Hathor."
Interesting. Very interesting. So much history and culture here.
It's very exciting to me. I'm sure you can tell by the enthusiasm I'm expounding. And this is a depiction of another chantress of Amun. This woman lived in approximately 1070 BC. Her name was Hanut Awi. And again, this is so exciting to me. This is a real woman that was a chantress and had a special place in the temple and as a part of sacred ceremony. And there she is with her sistrum. And here is her sistrum.
Wow.
This is the sistrum that belonged to the chantress Hanut Awi, and this is actually housed in the Louvre in France.
Now,
And
the statuette, if you would, inside, standing up, is that symbolic of some sort? It almost looks like a cat. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they usually would depict the cats on some of the sistrums as decoration because besides Hathor being affiliated with the sistrum, also Bast, the goddess with the feline face, the cat face,
I see.
was well known for carrying the sistrum as well.
That almost looks like what a modern-day house cat looks like. Could
Right,
it be?
right.
Yeah.
Really?
yes, oh yes, and a
fantastic.
lot of Egypt enthusiasts often name their cats Bast. And as you can see, this if you look closely at the design of the sistrum that I've reemerged, I use a lot of what you see in this picture, the wig with the curl around and the cow ears and the beautiful eyes. And this is a cedar piece that's housed at the Metropolitan Museum, and this dates back to about 800 BC.
Oh, fantastic.
So we're starting to move forward. We're getting a little bit closer. And here are a couple more depictions of sistrum that are at the Metropolitan Museum. And I just went back last week to look at these instruments again. I had forgotten their size, and they're only about 6 inches tall.
Really?
They look so big in the
Yes.
picture. And they look bigger in the depictions on the temple walls. And some of them were bigger, but those particular ones. And these are the famous columns known as Hathor columns. And the lotus blossom with the beautiful goddess's face. And this is actually at the temple of Isis, not the temple at Dendera, but this is at Philae. And this is a depiction of goddesses and priestesses playing frame drum on the left and sistrum on the right. And this is a depiction of the 7 Hathors, which I think is very interesting in relation to the idea of the 7 fairies in one of the fairy tales. And last, I think, this is the last one. This is a depiction of a processional of priestesses playing the sistrum that is on a wall at the temple at Dendera, which is the temple dedicated to Hathor. And the other thing that they're holding is a staff that denotes that they will be playing these sistrum for millions of years.
Fantastic. We're going to take a quick break.